Hello and welcome to this week's episode number 195 or N-1 from the end of the year, the way we roll of the Veeam Community Recap. I am El Rickatron Primero, back in normal circumstances, second week in a row with Madi. How you doing today, Madalena?
Hello, Rick, and hello, community. Yes, I'm doing well. Definitely ready for a few weeks without any troubles.
Yeah,
Because it's been a marathon in there. So I still have pending projects to deal with. So I'm looking forward for those weeks when I'm not traveling. Other than that, all great. We had a good event yesterday. We're going to talk about it later. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great. We had a little bit of snow this morning, not enough to be a problem, just enough to tell you winter is really upon us. Um, I also have no more work travel. I think last week after we did our recap, literally I went right to the airport. And that was a quick one night trip. That was great, actually. Great way to end the year work travel. Planning our internal kickoff. We were just talking a second ago. We're going to have a community summit. Always some surprises there. Um, yeah, I'm about ready to land the plane on 2024. And I know we'll get to this at the end before we forget. It's just fresh in my head. We're going to have a show next week. We're not going to have a show the week of the 23rd, I think it is, nor the week of the 31st or 30th or whatever. But we'll be back at it, I think, on January 8th, is I think the plan. So
I
got
think
one
that's a
more.
good plan.
Yeah,
Yes, one more to go just before the year ends.
one
So
more for 2024. Did you watch the episode with Sophia? I tried to make everything rhyme.
I have not watched it.
Oh
I
boy,
have to admit, I have not watched it,
this is
but
not my
I will
finest
do.
work.
Hopefully, I will have some time to catch up with a bunch of things. As I was saying, it's just been hectic with everything going on. So,
No, it was kind of a weird thing. Uh, I'll just give you a hint. We were talking.
okay.
Luis Hunter LAFR had a
Uh-huh.
featured post, and I said, "Hey, Luis, thanks for your expertise." Oh, Rick. Oh, Rick.
Having fun as always.
I'm
Having fun
trying.
as
I'm
always.
like on it.
This show is all about fun,
Yeah, we
right?
are. We try to make it fun. All right, so let's
So
jump
let's
in. We
have
got
some fun then.
And let's break a rule. If you're tab counting, we're running a little hot. Okay, first up is Shane, and I love this Shane 12.3 hidden features. Love seeing the 12.3 content roll in. Uh, obvious, just talking about what's new will get you on this show. But what caught your eye here, Maddie?
Well, obviously, when you have a hidden features article from Shane, you have to go for it. That was the first thing that caught my eye. But of course, we have to discuss because we had a lot of great content this week shared on v12.3. So let's see what he's talking about then. He starts with cyber resiliency enhancements and discusses the Veeam Threat Hunter, which basically is a proprietary signature based scan engine used as an alternative to other antivirus and malware scan software. He then explains the technicalities of it and how to install, sharing even a short demo. Exactly, that's the one. And further down, he mentions some new data center workload support, the Windows Server and Hyper-V version 2025. He's not going into a lot of details on this section, but he's sharing some good links in there, taking you to the documentation. So if you want to know more, you can just check it out. There is a documentation what's new plus some more in detail, so check those links out. He's then going to discuss the syslog filtering. Basically, now you can exclude some less important events from forwarding to the largest syslog server, and all you have to do is to specify IDs and severity levels of unwanted events. This way you can basically take full control of your backup monitoring, and then you can just have the only relevant information captured. Then he goes to image level backups. This is new to v12.3. You now have the ability to add a repository backed with rotated drives for backup copy jobs, giving you flexibility and another means by which you can have an air gapped copy of your backups. And some really cool things happened when it comes to recovery and CDP, which he's discussing. Basically, I'm not going to go on all the details, but Like we are looking at optimization when it comes to performance. We are looking as well as consumption optimization. So that's fantastic. And then CDP enhancements, the retention period that has been extended as well. So a lot of amazing things he's talking about in there if you want to check that out. And then when it comes to enterprise applications, Veeam has now enabled support for SSMS V20X, the plugin for Oracle Raman, the ability to recover from data block corruption of Raman plugin backups running the recover block command from within the Raman console. And then now this is natively in the console. And the article goes on and with a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, thank you for that, Shane. This is really fantastic overview.
You
I really
know,
love it.
this is a good one, Shane, and a good pick, Maddie, for bringing this one to our attention. Love hidden features. In fact, I learned something I didn't know that we couldn't do. Like, for example, I didn't know that. I printed it out to take it on my flight last week, but I forgot to take it. So it's still right here to read.
I know
I mean,
that's
I've
what
been
we're talking about it,
trained,
right?
but these are those little things that aren't like big headlines. But like, this is a cool one, because true air gap, if you think about robos and things like that, really cool. So that's just one example. But Shane, hey, great post, outstanding. Happy to feature this one. And then if you are kind of a fan of like hidden features type of things, just look here. You got some other ones from previous releases as well. The related topics can take you down a path. You might never come out of the Veeam community. Rock
True.
on, Shane. Rock on. All right, next up, Nico, with good stuff, talking about Synology and things like that. So good stuff here. What caught your eye on this one?
Yeah, so basically Dico is discussing his Synology Disk Station DS923 Plus with an air gap backup solution. And what do you need? He's talking about what do you need in order to set up a drive that is large enough to hold your data, a RAID system that has a RAID 1 or JBOD. A must is an external power supply, he says. What Nico is using to remotely turn the drive on and is a remote power switch. iBoats in his case, an Ethernet connection and the web server. Then he is going through a demo on how to install and set up, and that's it. At the end of this article, I like the question, is this really air gapped? That is to find out. Let us know what you think in the comments. So pretty short one, but really good one. Thank you for sharing with us, Nico.
Yeah, I use a couple Synologies at home. We do some. I provision some iSCSI LUNs and some shares for two different types of repositories. I have two different Synologies. One, actually a third. Whew, got a few. I also do my config backups as well. So it's a good, very, especially for home, or the edge and things like that. Love having options on storage. So thank you so much. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go back this way. Sorry, still learning this new tool. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate you sharing. All right, here's a cool one. New name is that I've called on the recap. Matt Berry, an employee. This one looks pretty interesting here, Maddie.
Yeah, absolutely. Very short article from Matt, but I think many of our community members are going to actually find it very useful. Matt is discussing that sometimes, when you're running a hybrid environment using Azure AD Connect to synchronize on-premises Active Directory to the cloud, backing up and restoring Entra ID can become very challenging. So he's sharing some tips and tricks to make this a smooth process. And he says, mentioning some things like how to coordinate with AD Sync, how to leverage Azure AD backup solutions, of course, to test restores regularly, very important, and then create some comprehensive documentation, minimize changes during backup windows, monitor AD Sync health and performance using Entra Connect Health to identify and troubleshoot potential issues in Azure. And very, very important, implement the robust security practices. And then he's even given us some bonuses in there. If you want to check it out, you can do pretty good, pretty straightforward. Really like it. Thank you, Matt, and hopefully to see you more often in the community hub.
Yeah, indeed. And I want to bring everyone's attention to these sync cycles here. This is really good. This is solid. This is the best part of the article right here. And then secondly, you know, this prevent conflicts during restore with sync. I can't emphasize that enough because this is a funky database. Um, Good news is the Entra ID backup that's now offered in 12.3 is really ready to do all this. So good stuff. I think there's going to be an emerging best practice. And if anyone's watching and wants a really good idea for a piece of content, it's put this advice on the sync schedule, show how you do it together in tandem with Veeam backup and replication backing up Entra ID. So good stuff. Welcome, Matt. All right. Breaking the rule. We got a number 4 today, and it's Steve Hart. Speaking of breaking rules, never go drinking with Steve Hart. I'm just going to say that. But anyways.
He's an expert, yeah.
Yes, he
But
is an
yeah,
expert in these things.
he's
But
an expert in scripts as well. So that's
indeed.
why we are breaking the rules today, because I thought this is very, very cool. We already kind of discussed a few of the features of v12.3 in Shane's article, but what I wanted to highlight in here is actually the scripts that Steve prepared for us all. With this latest release, 12.3, the scanning of backups can now also be controlled via the REST API. So there is a repository that his repository, the link to his repository that Steve is sharing. I think it's it's after the screenshot. He's sharing that
is.
with us. So check out the scripts in there. Oh, what's happening? Is that not? Oh, there you go.
Well, this is the parent. I think it might be something we have to look for in here. So, but this is the neighborhood here. It's yet another mighty tool on GitHub. I think that's him.
Okay, I think there is another one when he's talking about Entra ID. Maybe there is a link in there. I don't know, because it didn't do that to me when I
Well,
checked.
he may have moved it. That's the one thing. It's like, or he's pulled it out to redo it. So we might be just at a funky time. But this is his space. So actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Let's do the right thing. Hey, Steve Hart is the GitHub link correct? And hopefully by the time we post this, he will sort that out. So we'll come back.
Yeah, let's hope so. But yeah, then there is a really cool one he created is a VBR Entra ID search Python script that enables the use of the following functions. He mentions 3. Check if a specific user group application exists in the selected restore point. Check if the user group application exists in the production, the Entra ID tenant, and compare user properties between a selected restore point and the production, and show differences if there are any. And of course, since Steve is not completely satisfied with this one, he's like, hey guys, help me improve it. He's asking for the community help if they have any suggestions with it, if they know how to make it better. So please, guys, let's support Steve with that and participate in making it better. And last but not least, he says, I have one coming up soon. This is a script that will control the data integration API via REST API and scan the presented backup data using a powerful scan tool. So just keep an eye on the Yara and script library section. That's going to come soon. He just needs the documentation. And thank you, Steve, for that. I think this is amazing.
Yeah, this is fantastic. And I just want to know, Steve, how do you get these emojis in your scripts, man? That is like making PowerShell fun again. I think that's cool. So good stuff, Steve. Sorry, I'm driving a little janky here, everybody. But thank you, Steve Hart. We broke the rule. All right.
Just
Next
for
up,
you, Steve.
just for you. It's a good reason. Steve always has really interesting stuff and doing great stuff in his new role here. All right, next up, Vanguard Blog Spotlight. In 4-bit here, we got Zane with taking a future look of V13. And this is a cool one. What caught your eye on this one, Maddie? Or was this a Nicola pick? I'm not sure.
No, it's not Nicola picking it up. It's me still picking it up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this comes from Zane, aka the West Coast Hipster IT. Pretty cool name for a blog. And he's discussing, as you said, the VeeamOne version 13. Just keep in mind, this is not GA. This is
Right.
a technical preview of VeeamOne v13. Basically, I think we discussed it previously. Um, we basically, our Veeam 100 members and the VUG leaders that were present at Veeam 100 summit were given this to be tested together with V13, VBR 13. So now if you want the newest VeeamOne version available, that's the v12.3. And there is a great article in the product update section written by Kirsten. So thank you for that, Kirsten. Now, going back to Zane's article. So let's see what feature he's talking about. He starts by going over the report catalog and the report filtering, talking about the dashboard catalog. He says is a powerhouse for high-level insights. And one of the most noticeable updates is basically in the new look and feel. And he's also talking about the new job calendar with which one you can filter jobs by day, week, or month. He's then moving to the alarms overview that offers direct links to relevant reports. Basically, you're not just identifying problems, you're solving them, he says. And then last but not least, he's talking about the responsive UI. He says no lag, no waiting, whether you're navigating reports, dashboard, or alarms, the interface is fluid and responsive. So um, he's talking a little bit more than my overview on his article in there, and he's giving us a lot of details, and he's giving us some good videos as well, and some previews. And I think the 13 VeeamOne V13 is a game changer. So thank you for putting that together for us,
Yeah,
Zane.
this is a fantastic view. And then one thing I will add just for everybody, this is a preview that we've given to the Veeam 100 members. These looks and feels, these are subject to change. This is not going to be the final look necessarily, but you can see what Jorge, which we've called his name a number of times on this show, you can see what Jorge and his team are working on. And I can tell you what, friends, they are working on some amazing things. So big thanks also to Kirsten, making sure that the members got this update. But also just a reminder, you brought this up, Maddie, the product updates, new module thinger on the top of the page here is a great way to kind of see what's going on with all the products and stuff. So if you just want to feel or know, get a feel for where Veeam is on products, you can click on there. Good stuff. So thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you, whoever else helps out on the inside for that.
Yeah, they are the main ones that are helping out with this. So yeah,
The
thank
main,
you both
the
of them.
main ones, pardon the pun. We'll do that on Wednesdays. All right. All right. I'm not rhyming anymore. Okay. I promise. I promise. All right. I have two special department KBs I want to feature here today. First is I just want everyone to know for Veeam backup for Microsoft 365 within Veeam Data Cloud, I should say. So Veeam Data Cloud for Microsoft 365, not Veeam backup for. So these are the organizations consuming Veeam Data Cloud as a service to protect Microsoft 365 data. KB 4555 is a really good one, by the way. It just tells you what changes, and you can see that about once or twice a month we'll get updates on the offering here. And if you're ever in Veeam Data Cloud, you'll see this number down on the bottom left. And so it just gives you a list of what is coming in. And I'm thinking our service providers are going to be liking that one, by the way. Check into that. And, just seeing what comes in here. I think this is just a really good way to walk through the history. But if you're consuming it, it should be transparent, but also just so you know. So KB 4555. And I may come back to that one if I see something of interest. That's what brought me into this one, was this little bullet point, which is great. Been asked for quite a while. Happy to see that one come through. And the other knowledge-based article I want to bring to everyone's attention. This one's kind of new. We've done this a couple of times before. As you can see, it's quite old initially, but it's been updated for 12.3 here um, recently, and it's available in Japanese. But basically, I want to bring your attention to KB 2053. It talks about, okay, I'm on Veeam. I haven't updated or upgraded in a long time. How do I get to 12.3? That's a fair question. When we do the upgrade center and when we do 13, I'm going to do the upgrade center again. But I love some of these matrices is the, I guess, the word. If you're on 10A, you've been sleeping on it since 2020 and it's really time, here's what you do. You do have to go intermediary through 12, right? So this is just like an example. Let's give a little bit more of a relevant example. 11, if you're still on 11, you do have to go to 12 first. Okay, so 11 and or 10x and 11, not A, but 10x and base 11, you're going to have a two-step upgrade process from
I think this
11A
is
and
fantastic.
newer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of helpful. I thought this is really helpful. And I want to be really pointed here to the audience that it's really a good idea to stay current on the product. There's updates that come in, not just new capabilities, right? So
Mhm.
it's really important to stay updated. So I think the push is really worth doing, especially if you're already on a 12 to go to 12.3. It's one step. It's pretty straightforward. Highly recommend y'all do that. So anyways, I thought this is a good one. Wanted to share KB 2053 with everyone. All right. Now, in other special department news, Maddie, you had kind of a situation but you recovered. What happened earlier this week?
Oh, actually, this was actually a pretty good event yesterday. Yeah, yesterday afternoon, basically, it was half day. We had the VUG VMAG Romania event. For me, this was the last in-person event of the year. We still have one virtual today to go at Kubernetes Corner, but this was actually pretty good. Not as many people as we expected, as you can see in the
That's a
picture.
good turnout. I'll take that for a user group. I mean, Bucharest is the sixth largest city in the EU population wise, but that's a pretty good turnout.
Well, taking in consideration that it's a VUG plus a VMAG, I would say, and we
Mm.
had like about 60 people that registered, but I'm going to put the blame on December because people already have their vacation going on and stuff like that. But the content was great. Thank you, Mihai, our VUG leader. And thank you, Razvan, uh, who is a technical trainer for Veeam and also a VMAG leader. I found out yesterday he's been doing that since 2011, which is wow. And that's Cornel Popescu, the senior system engineer here covering Romania. He had a session really good, very informative. We had Pure Storage as our sponsors, and they had a good, very technical session as well. And there were some good questions and good engagement. And then we had some VBers, as they like to call it at
Yeah.
VMAG, and some good tacos. So yeah, we ended up the night very well. We discussed scuba diving as well, not only Veeam. So that was fun, fun, fun. So thank you, all of you guys that were involved with organization and preparing the content. And yeah, it was great. We didn't have, that's, I think that's what you were talking about. We didn't have Brad
Yeah.
because Brad was supposed to be here. Now he lives in Budapest, but he got sick, so he was not able to make it. So I just did a freestyle on community. That was fun. We
There
got
you
some
go.
questions
Be
and
ready
some
for it. That's good.
all good. Cornell was like, "Hey, Maddie, just come here and tell us about community." I was like, "Okay, let's do it."
I think it's hilarious though, Maddie. I'm going to do an ultra zoom here. You are getting blasted by the yellow light right
Oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that was crazy.
And
So,
yeah, I was like, "It is what it is. What can I do now?"
yeah, that was pretty intense.
But yeah, it was a good event.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's good. Good
everyone was
turnout.
excited. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we should do two next year. We should have two events next year." I was like, "I'm all game. Let's
I
do
love
it."
this roof. I love natural light in meeting places like that. And it's coming from the top. That's fantastic. So
Yes, this
looks
is
like a hotel meeting room.
A Hilton hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah,
Cool.
it was a good event. Thank you guys once again. Thank you, Mihai, Razvan, Cornel. Great stuff.
I wish there was a way to like make a digital clap on the capture tool, but there's not.
Oh
But yes,
yeah.
thank you, Nihai, Raz, and Cornell, and Maddie, and all who attended. Good stuff. All right, wrapping up closely. We Sophia, by the way, prepared Who's New the day she left for vacation. She has a very well-deserved long vacation. She'll be out for a click. So we might have like 1,000 people when we come back here, but we'll see. We'll see. Couple of cool names here. Plus 70. I like this one. 242K 2K24. That's now okay. Round robin. That's cool. I know. I used to do a lot of round robin. That means like even distribution on. I used to do a lot of stuff, which is cool. Linux Lion. That's fun. Pascal Tower.
That's
That's
a good
cool.
one.
That's your name. Even that's cool. See what else we got in here. I saw one other that I was really liking here. I mean, I like everybody, but oh yeah, Tvate Tony, Big EM. Those are funny. Um, Dr. Stefan. Okay. Don't
Oh,
Dell?
that might probably is a PhD or something. So
Yeah. Well, it's like Dell FJ. Like I'm putting a stake in the ground. I am a Dell fan. That's it. That's it. Anyways, big welcome, everyone. I just love seeing some of these names come through. All right. Totally subjective. Coolest usernames according to Safiomo. Dragos SC, Pascal Tower, first line, Swisslebex, didn't see those, some of those, so those are cool ones. And Safiomo's Alfred's pick is round robin. You will have a badge coming your way. Good stuff. Again, big welcome, everyone. It's awesome to see different usernames join the community. Again, we won't be on Who's New until, let's just say, January, and it'll be like 7 pages or something. So we'll see.
that's gonna be cool. Let's hope for 1,000. Let's hope
Yeah.
for 1,000.
Yeah, and you got a couple milestones. I don't remember where we are. Like we might be close to 24,000 or some number. I don't know. In members, those are always nice to celebrate. 20,000 was a big one, but
Yes, that was a good milestone. But yeah, we are getting close to 200, episode 200, and then we're gonna have a special from here in Bucharest and
yeah,
a lot of special recaps. So
yeah. And
yeah.
Maddie, big thank you for curating the content here today, friends. Trust me, I literally walk in 5 minutes before we go and figure it out. But she's been working on it all week. I couldn't do it without you, Maddie. So thank you.
Good content to read, right? So
Indeed. All right, everyone, we'll leave it right there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back on 196.